Live here tonight, it's the WFO Racing League on the WFO Racing Network. I'm Matt Egan, joined by the fantastic Jacob Young. How you doing tonight, Jacob?
I'm doing fantastic and ready to watch some K&N racing once again. Well, yeah, I can never get those cars correct now since, of course, it's switched to ARCA. But either way, I'm very excited. Can't wait for some Darlington racing action. It's always a fun time when we go here.
Yeah, it should be a great night of racing here. We're right now watching Aiden Young, some drivers getting into the spirit of the throwback, and longtime viewers of the WFO Racing Network will remember Aiden Young's paint scheme from his Season 1 championship win, and maybe some good luck coming about from that car. What do you think?
Very possible indeed. Sometimes it's always, I know that we've talked about it a couple of times here on, well, just you and I, Matt, but it's always great when you have a fresh new paint scheme. And of course, it's a little bit of throwback. It brings you joy and it can also motivate you to do well.
Yeah, that is for sure. And he's had a little bit of problem with this racetrack and figuring Darlington out. But I tell you what, and unfortunately, it looks like it's bit him again in qualifying. And that, at the end of that qualifying run. So Aiden Young there with a bit of a problem. I don't know if he'll be putting up another lap. Hopefully he does. Richard Holland out and away right now. And having a pretty good run right now at that.
Seems like he's putting up a good lap so far. Stays off the wall. We'll go, I believe, to start finish straight. That'll put him up to third position. So a 31 car looking a little fast for this race, and that would be Richard Holland.
Yeah, Holland right there. Definitely a good race car and looking for a good run. Third place on the speed charts. I won't be surprised to see him potentially win this race. You see Adam Tips with the Dave Blaney throwback scheme. Be interesting to see what he can achieve here. I tell you what, I think he'll have a pretty good run at here tonight, as he'll go to 9th on those speed charts. So going to 9th there, I definitely think he's going to have a pretty good run. Seeds tries to pull back out, maybe get a few extra laps in if he can, and you know that nothing wrong with that. Always good to get more practice, especially a track like Darlington. Now, Jacob, what would be your strategy here at this racetrack? Start in the middle, start in the back. What would you want to be doing?
Well, if I knew that I didn't necessarily have too much speed for this racetrack, then I would try and start from the back of the pack, because we all know strategy can become a factor into this race track as well. Now, of course, this league is known to have a couple of cautions early on, so you want to stay out of those wrecks and make sure that you can really just gain some positions early and stay out of wrecks, and you can make up positions like that. Now, that's the strategy for starting in the back. That's what I would do. But also, of course, it doesn't hurt to start up front if you feel like you have pace for also a long run too. That could be another strategy.
Yeah, that is for sure. You see Adam Tips bringing down pit lane. Jared Cox just kind of sitting there after his qualifying run. John Senu making a bid at. Looks like Vern Bradley back out on track tonight. I thought, you know, he was talking about making a bid for the Pro Series, or running Road to Pro. Looks like he's coming out to join the fun, though, here at Darlington Raceway in that 114 machine. Looks like a bit of a throwback car even, potentially. We'll get a closer look at that as he sets down his qualifying lap.
I believe he tagged the wall there. But I think also that Road to Pro has an off week. I think it's every other week, so that could be the reason why he's deciding to race it.
I wonder if he retains his points eligibility, as he would be locked into the chase, having a win already this season. Obviously,
Not only having a win, he did a pretty good job on the start of the season, too. I believe has about 2.
Yeah, I think 2 wins, and he's looking for his second here. He tags the wall in qualifying, or looking for his 3rd win potentially. Tags the wall in qualifying, bit of an issue for him. That's unfortunate to see. You never want to see a driver hit the wall like that in a qualifying lap, because, you know, it invalidates the lap, and then he doesn't have a chance to make a run at it, and it makes things a lot harder for those drivers to have to start at the back of the field, even when the field's not that big. We're only, at about, I'd say, 24 cars here tonight, something around that number. So it's not the biggest field in the world, but I tell you what, it's still going to be some amazing action. 125 laps at Darlington.
100% agree. Yeah, it's Darlington. It's about 24 drivers that will most likely be gridding up for this race. And, well, Darlington's tough in itself. So imagine this. When we get later on in the seasons of other seasons as well, or other leagues, that will go to Darlington, of course, later on in the year, they have a full field of about close to 43 drivers almost week in and week out. So you take that into consideration. You split half of the field, basically. You have WFO. And why I'm saying this is, well, there could be a potential of not that many cautions. Drivers, of course, will have more space to kind of race around here tonight. And that could also play in the hands of a couple of drivers that could be starting from the back of the field, too.
Yeah, that is for sure. 11 minutes till we go green, or 12 minutes till we go green. Drivers, I imagine, in their drivers' meeting right now. Now, if you had to pick a driver to win this race, who would you pick off the top of your head?
Off the top of my head, I think I'm going to go with somebody in the top 10. Someone who I don't think we've really mentioned at all most of this season. That's kind of an underdog, and that's Larry Anderson. He sits in 7th position, the 04 car, and, I mean, he looks good. A lap time of 29.084. And if you can do laps like that on a consistent basis without really burning out your tires too much, then you could be set in a good position for the race tonight.
Yeah, that is for sure. As we watch Ricky Fagone right here on pit road. Of course, your pole sitter here tonight. Not surprised to see him have the pole. He's been fast all season, particularly as it's been getting on in the weeks, I think.
Most definitely has been gaining speed throughout the weeks that we've raced at, considering that we've gone to, well, the Milwaukee Mile, which is a very difficult track in of itself. And last week we went to Michigan, and he looked pretty fast there too. It's just a driver that is very fast in almost any car that you decide to put him in. He can really make some moves in the field.
Yeah, right now, 10 minutes till we go green, and as soon as those drivers wrap up their drivers' meeting, we'll get a word in with them. Now, what would your keys to the race be here tonight?
One, for sure, stay out of trouble as much as possible. Two, if you do go on a long run, as well as just throughout the race, make sure to save a little bit of your tires. You always want to have something to give right before you have to make a green flag pit stop, because that could play dividend in your strategy as well. Now, of course, another thing would be field gain a couple of positions and just make sure, just try and give your opponents room. That's going to be key, because most likely they'll try and pressure you into a mistake, or you'll try and pressure them into a mistake, and it could be caution. So really just stay out of trouble and make sure that you save your stuff could be key and could end up being a win. It always gets really hot at this track because it's kind of small and very difficult with the one lane kind of groove. You're racing close to the wall, so it's going to be very tricky.
Yeah, that is for sure. It's a difficult place to race, and mastering it is something I think very few drivers able to do the way they really want to. But we'll see how it plays out here, and we'll get words in with some drivers. You can see again. I think the drivers' meeting just about wrapping up with 9 minutes left here. I don't know if it's quite wrapped up yet, though, as I saw them go back up into that main room. Talk about Aiden Young's paint scheme for a second. Absolutely cool paint. And of course, like I said, paint scheme he made his championship bid with in what was it, 2018? 2018. So when you look at that there, it is a vintage paint. Well, vintage for the league, that is, season 1. And it is the original paint file, I believe. So not a recreation. But how do you think he's going to do tonight here at Darlington? You think he's going to get some good luck from the car?
It's very possible. It's going to be very difficult, though, considering that he, I don't believe, could get a good lap or a lap for qualifying in. So he will be starting from the back of the field behind what seems to be Cody McFadden. So that's going to be a little bit of a problem. He'll have to fight through the field, and it's very difficult to do with just the nature of this racetrack. That's why it's also kind of named a track too tough to tame. Sometimes you can tame it. Sometimes you'll just have some bad luck and get caught up in a wreck or just get caught in the fence. So he'll just have to focus and make sure that he can just gain some positions and have some good luck and maybe come out of here with the top 5 would be a win in my perspective with the way that of where he's qualifying.
Well, let's talk to the driver trying to tame the track that's too tough to tame. Aiden Young, if you got a copy on us.
I got you.
Well, you're getting ready. You got about 7 minutes till we go green here tonight, till we grid up. And you didn't get a lap in qualifying, had a little bit of bad luck. You were having some issues in practice. What do you think's going to happen in the race? How do you think you're going to do?
I think I just need to stay focused, just keep my mind off other things and drive.
Now, tell us a little bit about that throwback paint scheme you're running here tonight. Very cool looking race car.
It's a throwback to my first championship in a league in the first season at WFO.
Now, what do you expect out of this race? Where do you see yourself finishing?
I'd like to be in the top 10. That's the main goal. But if I can sneak out of top 5, it'll be.
All right, and of course, looking forward towards next week. It's almost the end of next week being the cut for the chase. That's where they get the final drivers in. Last question for you: do you expect to make the chase?
It's interesting. It's close, but I think I can make it. Just gotta stay focused and stop messing up like I did in Michigan.
All right. Well, thank you for talking to us, and good luck to you tonight. So 5 minutes till we go green. Jacob, any driver you in particular would like to talk to here?
We would have to get a word in with our pole sitter, Ricky Fagon.
Yeah, that's a great, good pick there. And of course, we didn't get to talk to him last week after his win, so I'll let you get the interview here with him. Take it away.
All right, Ricky Fagon, how you doing?
Pretty good, bud. How are you?
I'm pretty good as well, getting ready for some Darlington action. Now, of course, you're coming off of a victory won at the 2-miler of Michigan. So how is that going to kind of play into this race? Of course, you're bringing some confidence in, I would imagine.
Well, hopefully carry the momentum, at least to the checkered flag. I know this place is quite challenging, and it's going to be a little less racing with other people and more or less racing the track itself. So we've got to just keep it clean, I think, for the first 100 laps and then go for it in the last 25 or however many we got left. So that's my game plan. Go like hell.
Sounds like a pretty good game plan, of course. Yeah, and you're sitting on pole. Restarts might be a big thing. Do you think that you'll be able to get a launch off every single time?
Well, the first one is the one we got to worry about because we have to leave on green. Any restart after that, starting on the inside, controlling the field is pretty important. I think if you can clear them, you should be able to maintain the lead for quite some time. But we'll see. I know Andrew's quite fast, and I see Richard's got a decent lap up there too. He's pretty clean and knows to race the track, not other people. So I guess we'll see what takes place.
All right, sounds good. Before we let you go, any shout outs that you'd like to give?
I got to thank the fellas, HJRM, Richard, Hal. I got to thank the fellas that put on the league, everybody behind the scenes, all the admins, and especially you guys up in the booth broadcasting this. Hopefully, we can string together some laps and give some a little bit of a show to the fans here. Hopefully, they see something, not just a caution fest. So, time will tell.
All right. Well, thank you for talking to us. Hopefully, we get to talk to you again after the race.
All righty. Thanks, sir.
And looks like we've got a guest up in here as well. How you doing tonight, Nation?
No, I'm just sitting here because I got bored.
10-4. Well, anything you want to talk about with the race happening?
Well, Hal's gonna win driver of the day. There is that.
That is true. He's already got one vote in from Ricky Latimer. He's voted for Hal Amy. How many cautions do you think we see?
Here? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Well,
more or less
what's the
than
max?
Rockingham.
What's the max before iRacing burns down?
More or less than Rockingham. Let's put it that way.
It's gonna be close.
Because I know you remember that race.
Yeah, it was a lot.
And what ensued from that. So
I don't know. I think you'll have maybe 3 cautions right at the beginning, and then the warden will get in there and yell at everybody, and it'll slow down. So maybe 5 cautions total.
yeah, I'm gonna go with 8.
That's a good guess.
Feel something with that number there. So, how are you enjoying the Corona lockdown? What is your quarantine activity of the day?
I'm not quarantined.
Your state hasn't done that yet. The stay-at-home order.
Yeah, well, they have, but I still have to go to work.
Well, that's good. So it keeps you busy.
Well, I don't know about busy, but yeah, I'm there.
Better than being forced to sit at home all day. You figure. Who would you pick to win this race? Let's go with that then.
I'm gonna go with Enrique.
Enrique, who is...
Enrique del Toro Fagande Escobar.
Ricky, okay.
No, it's Enrique.
It says Ricky on iRacing.
He spelled it wrong.
He spelled his own name wrong.
Yeah, I don't know. It's what those people do. I don't know.
And we've just been banned.
Banned.
You'll see us pop off of YouTube in a moment then. Anyway. So we get ready to go green. Any final excuse me. Any final thoughts for our viewing audience?
Well, hang on. You were coughing. I got to put my mask on.
Don't worry. It's allergies. It's not the corona.
I know. You walk into a gas station around here, and if you, like, cough because it is allergy season or, sneeze or whatever, everybody, like, jumps back and stares at you.
Well, see, it's like playing a game of Russian roulette now. If someone sneezes, it could be harmless allergies, or it could be the coronavirus. You don't know, and the only way to find out is if you get sick. I tell you what, you could make a game show out of it, right? So you get these 2 contestants. You get one person, then 2 contestants. No. Hear me out. This is good. So you get these people, right? Yeah. And you have you have to have the person guess if the person on the left has allergies or coronavirus, or if the person on the right has allergies or coronavirus. If they lose, they get infected naturally.
Well, how do you score? Do you just carrying like a little pad of paper around with you?
No, you have to I don't know exactly how, but you have to do. I haven't thought that far out. But
I
then,
know how we can be rich right now.
but if you win, you
We-
get a face mask.
We just make an app. So you like take pictures of the people in front of you, and you like tap on one, and that's the one you pick, and then like your friend taps on the other, and we see what happens.
There you go. But see, here's what you do. You have it say they always have coronavirus so that you can sell them face masks. And then
I've got a truck full of those bastards.
see, there you go. And you'd be rich.
I
right
do.
there.
I got a bunch. The fucking place I work for dumped a bunch of those fucking things on.
Really?
Yeah, they're like, here's a case of them. I'm like, what the fuck am I gonna do with a case of them? I only got one head.
Put them on like your head, your eyes, your back, your feet.
Just
I don't know.
Just wear face masks around.
Look, toilet paper is the new American currency, so but the face mask can be the new American fashion item.
Now here's another. This is the thing that pisses me off. Everybody bought up all the toilet paper, but nobody bought up all the soap.
See, where I live, they did.
Yeah, around here, no.
Like
They fuckers can't even spell soap.
SOPA. See?
Good enough.
But like, yeah, around here you couldn't get soap. It was you couldn't get soap. Excuse me, allergies. You couldn't get canned foods except
Okay, I got my mask on. Don't worry about it.
you could get low-calorie soup, and that was it. Because even during the national apocalypse, no one wants to eat low-calorie soup. I mean, hey, look at the stands on the broadcast here tonight. Even the virtual crowd is quarantined. I mean, this is how far this has gone.
Yeah, well, you know how long it would take to spray all those seats down?
At least 2 minutes.
No, I mean, you got to send a crew of probably 20 people out there for 2 days spraying seats down. Then they got to come back on race day, spray them all again. That's a lot of money.
So we've sent the virtual fans home, but we're still broadcasting. Ricky,
Well, I'm not broadcasting. You're broadcasting.
Well, I said we as a collective.
You and Jacob over there.
Well, you're broadcasting too. You're on air now, aren't you?
Wait, am I?
Yeah.
Oh, no, dude. I can't. No, I got to go.
Yeah, you've been on air. Well, we'll let Jacob get the green flag. They're rolling down the backstretch now. Ricky Fagone, of course, your pole sitter and the wise words of Nation 01 gracing us during our pre-race show. As I assure you, I don't have coronavirus, folks.
No, I got my rubber gloves on now.
You got the gloves too?
Oh, yeah.
You're going all out.
Gotta get right.
Gotta get the hairnet. But so, Jacob Young, are you ready for the green flag?
What is that hairnet gonna do?
So ready for it as the pace car is down and away, and here we go. Ricky Fagone steps on. Well, actually, a little too soon, but moments away from going green here at Darlington. And there we go. Green flag out in the air here at Darlington Raceway.
Yeah, good start by Ricky Fagone there. As I continue to cough.
I'm gonna get a hazmat suit here in a minute.
We saw one. I don't know who that was. They got down and away into turn one pretty well, but someone just got the outside wall. I think it is that Havlin machine as he has gone around and reset the car. That was, I want to say not Andrew Wagner. I think it was Derek Robinson. But anyway, Ricky Fagone leading lap number one here, down again into turn one. Look at Corey Cook, third place, up to third. Jacob got that in, a lap? He's going to go for second as well. I don't think he's going to get to Jeff Martin until maybe the front straightaway. What do you think?
Very possible that he will only get to Jeff Martin probably at the front straightaway, and that's for sure. He goes a little bit on the high line of course, Darlington Raceway, where he's near the wall, but going on the inside now, side by side.
Yeah, side by side there, not for long. Corey Cook gets the spot and, well, tags the outside wall hard into the wall, gets his Darlington stripe early tonight, and he'll fall back to fourth. He gained 2 spots and lost them just as quickly as he gained them. That is a Dodge Challenger behind there. Trent Ripley looking on Adam Tips. Those are two throwback schemes. Got an old Penske car and then the old Dave Blaney machine from Bill Davis Racing around 2007 down into 1 and 2 now. It is, of course, Adam Tips got the advantage. Tips is actually gaining on Richard Holland as they go down the back straightaway now. Holland is 4th. Adam Tips looking for the spot.
Tips is looking for the spot. Indeed, trying to get closer and closer. Of course, still plenty of racing here to go, but you'll see a lot of those types of moves, kind of almost slide jobs, and that's just, of course, the nature of this line. You try to enter in low and not trying to hit this race wall as drivers coming very close to it constantly. But look at that. He's kind of got a little bit of a pull down turns, I believe, turns 3 and 4 there, but wasn't able to hang on to it in that corner.
Yeah, I tell you what, Corey Cook, we're watching him in front of Richard Holland. You know, Corey Cook, he tagged that wall. We saw it a few moments ago, and it looks like he's fallen off the pace here. Obviously, result of the wall, I thought he would have recovered back from that, but unfortunately, looks like he is slowing up as Richard Holland looking for any way he can get by him. He's going to try for the outside. Corey Cook's going to shut the door on him here through 3 and 4 again. Down back to the front straightaway.
And sometimes they might be recovered, but the only difference is they kind of adjust their racing style for this race. Of course, once you hit that wall the first time, you don't want to damage the race car a little bit more because that right side is very precious, and you don't want to have, of course, any tire rub or anything like that for your right front fender. So you try and back off the corner a little bit early, try and get into the gas when you need to, and just really making sure that you don't necessarily hit the wall again. So it could be a strategy play where he's just trying to back off early.
Yeah, he might have realized there, going hard early on, not the best strategy. So he'll lay off just a little bit. Jeff Martin trying to get to Ricky Fagone now, and he's gapped to about 1.1 seconds Ricky has. So Ricky just trying to pull away. He's led all 8 laps here tonight. Corey Cook trying to gain back what speed he lost. And now it looks like he's holding steady in the middle. So I think you were right, Jacob. I think he was probably trying to save the car and not damage it further. But now he's kind of thinking, well, I got to go because I'm under pressure. And he doesn't want to fall back any more than he has to.
Exactly, and that's sometimes just the case of, well, any racetrack in general. You want to lay back a little bit, make sure, and then, of course, go for it when you have to try and keep that gap away. Because, yes, it might seem like this is a single car kind of racetrack where there's only one line. You can still make some passes if a driver decides to go a little bit too slowly or makes a mistake through the exit. Remember, the exits are, well, coming out of it, you get a little bit loose, so watch out for that.
Yeah, that's for sure. You got to keep an eye on those corner exits. As you mentioned, you see Corey Cook dives down, tries to get a good run off. Not going to happen, not yet. Hal Amy trying to work his way through the field. He is kind of stalled out all by himself. He's between Larry Anderson and between Aiden Young. Aiden Young up to 9th. Now, how about that, Jacob? Aiden Young didn't really get a good shot in qualifying. Started 17th place here tonight, but is all the way up to the 9th position. So, you know, for a driver that said that he don't like the way the track's handling, he's doing pretty well.
Most definitely is doing really well indeed. Already has his Darlington stripe as well on the right side. You can see kind of the little donut there. Well, Darlington stripe as they call it. But either way, yeah, up to 9th position. Fantastic. And now
we got a crash.
Some more speed on there, and he also clipped the wall.
Trent Ripley has gone around in the number 09. I was expecting it to be 12 because I see those Penske colors. And yeah, just got around into that outside wall. Lot of damage on that Dodge Challenger. Unfortunately, He won't be challenging for much, except maybe first one off of pit road. He has to bring that down. Well, what did you think of that opening run? And I tell you what, it was a pretty good run there from what I saw.
It was a really good run from every single driver. Yes, of course, 13 laps with that. Gave drivers a chance to feel how their cars would feel on maybe a little bit of a long run, but kind of a medium run. And just as we see everybody going down pit lane, they'll get some fresh tires and have an opportunity to go at it once again. They were very calm, in my opinion, too, of racing. Yes, I think the only reason why we saw a crash and is because, well, it's very difficult to keep your car off the wall. I remember racing an Xfinity race here before and just would slam the wall almost every single lap or every other lap or something like that. It's very difficult to do, and these drivers are doing a good job of doing that early.
Yeah, that is for sure. Ricky Fagone watching him on pit lane. And who do you think's going to be first one off? It will be the number 10.
Nice job there from Ricky Fagone getting off of pit lane first. Very impressive job of, well, making sure that his pit stops were quick. He didn't make any mistakes on pit lane, getting into his box slowly or getting out of the box the same way. So a good job there, and he'll try and, of course, continue the same pace that he was most likely before the caution went.
Now, Nation, do you think that Ricky will hold on to the race lead?
Yeah.
Yeah, good guess there. He's been pretty fast all night. And to answer your question from earlier, you can use a hairnet to, prevent the corona from getting in your hair. True story.
That is not a true story.
But I said it's a true story, so it's a true story. As you know.
Oh, and you said it on the internet.
Exactly.
So
everything on the internet's true.
Story. It's got to be.
Everything on the internet's true, Just like how, the world's run by lizard people. True story.
Okay, that's a new one.
You never heard that before?
No, sir, I haven't.
Yeah, world's controlled by lizards.
Have you ever seen a lizard? They're the dumbest motherfuckers on the planet.
No, but here's the thing. Like, these are, like, really, really intelligent lizards.
Show me a really intelligent lizard.
I mean, there's, like, geckos.
Just saying.
They could, like, grow their tails back.
No, they sell insurance. Fuck those people. Or lizards.
But insurance is good, man. You gotta have good insurance.
So, hire a lizard?
Yeah, exactly.
There goes our Geico fucking sponsorship.
Non-existent Geico sponsorship. Hey, get Progressive. You can get them.
I have Progressive.
Yeah, see, there you go. Well, as Ricky Fagone brings us back around to the green, much like how he did when he had the pole, not much has changed here. Should be a good restart here. Jacob, what do you think?
Should be a fantastic restart as well. Just everything that we can expect. Most likely a lot of drivers will go single file like they did before.
Yeah, right now, down and away goes the pace car. And green flag back out in the air. Good restart. 16 out of 125 laps complete here at Darlington Raceway. Ricky Fagone just out and away to a phenomenal lead. You notice Aiden Young all the way on that high side, trying to get by the one machine. That's his teammate. And that's going to be a hard pass to make.
It's going to be a hard pass to make, but he's going side by side with him. Cleve is able to make that pass, so very impressive move by Aiden Young right there to gain another position up into, I believe, up into 6th place, passing Arnie Peterson, and now trying for none other than Richard Holland in 5th.
Yeah, Richard Holland's going to be a hard sell for the spot because he's got such a good race car. But it looks like he didn't get the best of starts, and he's just trying to get that thing up into a rhythm that he wants to be in, and that's going to be the hardest thing for him right now. As they go down the backstretch, Richard Holland in front of Aiden Young, Adam Tips in front of him, Ricky Fagone still your race leader.